We have a very special guest today, Mr. Rakesh Bedi, who is a writer, producer, director of Mera, Matlab, one of the most successful plays, and now it is being staged in the United States. So we are going to talk to him. How did he come up with this idea and his take on his own play? Rakesh, thank you very much for your time, and it's nice to meet you.
Indeed.
And we watched you jogging in the park and
In the play?
in the play. Yes. So how did you come up with this idea?
See, I have always been fascinated by an emotion that is the first love. First love, not many people have really written much about it. But I have always felt that first love is an emotion of every man or a woman, and who they nurture this emotion all their life.
Sure.
They may be married to somebody else, some other partners they might have had in their lives, but this little chingari, it never extinguishes. It remains inside you, and it needs little bit of maybe a breeze or a teaser, and it can ignite any time. And that's what is basically the premise. I hope you've seen the play.
Sure, I saw it last
So,
night. Yeah.
so that is the premise of the play. And
Does it have any autobiographical things to it?
I have, but I can't say because I'm a married man. My wife will kill me.
Sure.
So I have. Of course, everybody has.
Sure.
And
Now I have to, as a reporter, I have to ask this question.
no.
So is your wife the first love, or
No, I see when you're growing up, so you have
you have crushes and all
yeah,
that things.
too many crushes. You've got too many, flings. I'll say. Yeah, there was something serious with somebody at that time. It was very short period, but that it remained. Yeah, I haven't met that person again in my life. But I'm sure.
But you often think about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody thinks. So that is basically. But in this case, it was not only the first love. They had a proper relationship. They grew up together in the same neighborhood in Chandni Chowk in
Sure.
Delhi, as you've seen the play. And when they were young, also they met almost every day. But then circumstances, drifted them apart. But when they unite, just to find out after 35 years what went wrong in their relationship, because one is blaming the other
Sure.
throughout for the past 35 years. So they want to know what actually went wrong.
How long it took you to write this play?
It took me around a year.
In a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took me around a year for the first draft. I wrote it around 7-8 years.
Did you know that these are the actors or actresses you wanted for this play, or it came later?
No, but I tell you one thing, when I wrote the second or third draft, so I started focusing on Anupam Kher. I didn't think of anybody else after the second or third draft. Because I thought he's the only man who can justify, only actor who can justify the script. And he has done it to the core.
Yeah, sure.
And rather I'll say he's taken it to a different level also. Then Neena Gupta, of course, came in the picture. But I didn't have anybody else except Anupam Kher.
So when was the first show?
See, giving a brief history, I narrated this play to Mr. Anupam Kher around 3 to 4 years back. We were shooting for a film together in Manali, and we had a day free, both of us. So we were, we went for the excursion tour of the city in the same car, and he said, "I need a play." So I said, "I have it on my laptop." Because I keep on, improvising, writing, and making it better and better and better. I can. I gave him the narration and he was too excited. And at that very moment he decided, he said, "This is the play. Now I commit to you, I'll do it. We'll do it together. But when, I can't say because you have to wait, because you have to find a window, where we have 6 to 8 months time."
So now this play has been very well received overseas, especially in the United States. What about in India?
No, India is the same. The reaction of this play is unprecedented. I've seen people crying, I've seen people laughing.
Do you have any number, like how many people must have watched this play so far?
See, we've done 10 shows over here.
Okay.
And we have done around 20 shows before he came here. So around 30, 35 shows he has done.
And then you're going to go 14 more.
14 more. So in one show, maybe on an average, 1,000 people. So you can say 30, 40,000 people also watched. So theatre is like that only. It's not a film. It's being, it's released universally and everybody can see. It's not like that.
So now I have two other questions for you. So one, this is about your play and actually about your role. That in the play you keep jogging and keep asking the same question, what time it is, you're pulling it out. And sometimes, as an audience, you say, oh, this is very irritating.
Very irritating, yeah.
So was it intentional or it was just happened that way?
No, you see, I have grown up in Delhi. So Delhi is kind of a, the neighborhood in Delhi, everybody. It's very pokey.
Yeah.
People have long noses. They want to see कि उसके घर में क्या हो रहा है, what's happening in that house. उसने आज क्या बनाया, what's cooking over there. And if a neighbor sees a man with a woman for 3 days is sitting, because otherwise he must be jogging with him or walking with him because he's a neighbor.
Sure.
They must be jogging together. The last 2 days he's not doing, so he's with a lady. So this man is very intrigued. He is very curious to know who the woman is. He wants to know.
Sure.
So that's how. It's not like USA that you don't bother about anybody. So Delhi in India, people are very pokey. They want to see what's happening with the other person.
Okay.
So that was basically the idea, that he irritates to a point. But then also he's a nice man. He has his own story. He has his own little.
So, when we're watching the play, the first time, we thought, at least I'm talking with an audience, that, when you tell the story about that, how your wife is sick and all. So, first we thought that maybe you were just inventing a story to tell it, but it was, later on, it became clear that it's a true story.
Yeah.
And that was very heart touching.
Yeah, because what happens is, I always feel that behind a smile, there is some pain.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Behind a smile. And if the pain is there, then the smile becomes broader, bigger, larger. Example is Chaplin. Chaplin, any film you see, with the smile, he makes people smile. But later on, people go out from the theatre with the pain. Pathos is the basic emotion.
Sure. Another question for you is that one part in the play, which as someone of Indian origin living abroad, which touched all of us, was the story you narrate about this Indian guy who brings his parents and then leaves them in wherever part of the United States without anything else.
Leaves him to die.
Leaves him to die, exactly. Now, this sounds more like a fiction than anything has to do with the reality. At least we have not come across any story that brutal. Now,
shall I tell you the truth?
Sure.
Okay. This story was narrated to me by a man who knew somebody, and this actually happened.
This really happened.
This really happened. And it stayed with me. I heard this incident around in USA, around 15 years back, 15 to 17 years back. But the incident touched me so much. It stayed with me. I wanted to portray it and put it, in some form, a play or a film. And I found this opportunity in this play to portray it. So why people don't accept it very readily is because that's the harsh fact of this country. You tell me one thing. Okay, fine. I agree with you that it is harsh that they leave the parents to die. But it's so common that they leave the parents in the old age home, isn't it?
Sure, yeah, that's right.
That's very common. That's very common.
Yes.
But the point is that if you leave in the old age home, you'll have to again bear some expenses.
Sure.
You'll have to again go and look up.
Sure.
But if you want to cut off that I don't want you anymore in my life, then what do? That's what the son does to the parents.
Sure. Now, just coming towards the end of the interview, the one question is that what is the time or lifetime span for this play? How long are you going to continue with this play?
That question is very. I cannot answer it because the way people are not loving it, they are lapping it.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are lapping the play.
Sure.
With open arms. They laugh so much. The laughter galore. There are tears. There are emotions. and there is take home for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Something or the other.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes. Now,
So I can't say how long it will run.
okay, sure. Are you working on any other play?
Yeah, at the moment I'm writing one or two other things. Writing another play. But this play is going to take a lot of time of mine because I'm an actor also. So it's not that I have written the play. And
What about movies? Have you done some movies?
yeah, I keep on doing movies. I have a release around the corner. On 28th of August, I have a film releasing called Banke Ki Crazy Barat. I hope it comes here. And I'd love the people of University to see the film.
Sure.
Very funny film.
Okay, okay.
It's a comedy.
And so you are producer of the movie or actor?
In this film?
Yes.
No, I'm an actor.
You are an actor. Okay, excellent. Well, nice to meet you. And thank you very much for your time.
Same here.
Sure.